What's up, y'all? Cam back again, y'all. Ever since they revealed that Tony Stark was gonna be playing, or Robert Downey Jr. was gonna be playing Doctor Doom, I had maybe heard of him before, but I never knew nothing about him. And I was like, can they just do that? Can they just have an actor play two characters like that, or do they have some type of way that they kind of go together for some reason? So I've been wanting to do this history of Doctor Doom to kind of find out more about Doctor Doom. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's check this out. History of Doctor Doom.
What's up, my comic comrades,
like
and happy
Michael
Halloween.
Jackson.
In light of this weekend's festivities, including the finale of Villains Month here on Variant, we knew we needed today's villain to be a big one. And while there are quite a few top-tier rogues in comics, there are a handful that have altered whole comic universes and stood the test of time. Doctor Doom is not only one of them, he is arguably in the top 3 or top 5 that come to mind in that category. We can see his introduction to the MCU very soon as well, with the real possibility that he could be the looming threat revealed in Wakanda Forever. So all things considered, there is no better villain to give the history of Spotlight today than Victor Von Doom, aka Doctor Doom.
Victor Von Doom.
Doctor Doom first appeared in Fantastic Four issue 5 in July of 1962. He was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and Stan Lee would often say that Doctor Doom was his favorite villain. For most of us, we can see why. The dude has a cool look, he's a genius, has mystical abilities, and more. In any case, let's get into Doctor Doom's fictional origin. The best origin for Doctor Doom is given to us in
It's funny that he said fictional origin. Like, I think that's a given, right?
the Books of Doom 6-issue miniseries, where we see that when Victor Von Doom was a boy, he was the child of gypsies in Latveria. We learn that Victor's mother Cynthia delved into the black arts, which his father Werner begged her to stop doing, saying, "Think of your family, think of your son." She replies to her husband, "That's what I'm thinking of, Werner. Look at us. Our people are constantly in tatters, barely one step ahead of the Baron's persecution. But if we had some power, Victor's life, it could be better than this." So of course she doesn't stop dabbling in the black arts and called upon the demon Mephisto to use his power. The summoning of him worked, but not the way she thought. Mephisto manipulated her, filling her with a thirst for vengeance on the Baron's men, the soldiers who kept the gypsies on the run, who beat them and stole their money, who have done worse to the women. She killed several of the Baron's men, but when the demon's powers left, the survivors chased her down and killed her as we watch her die in her husband's arms. Her final words were begging her husband to keep Victor away from dark places. But as we all know, that didn't turn out so well. After this, Victor's father Werner, who was a doctor, was called by King Vladimir to treat his sick wife. But when Werner failed to save the king's wife as she was already riddled with cancer, the Baron blamed Werner for it and sent his men to hunt Werner and Victor. On the run, Werner would die freezing
That's kind of crazy to be. They call you to help save the wife, but when she died, they kind of put it on you. That's so crazy.
to death trying to keep his son safe. That's right, this is a scene straight out of The Shining. A little while after this, Victor would find his mom's artifacts and mystical books. He would study them and teach himself sorcery, trying to free his mother's soul from Mephisto, but was unsuccessful. At some point, Victor was held at gunpoint by someone who was seeking an award to bring Victor into the Baron. But Victor was able to smack the gun away and choke the man to death. As Victor grew, he excelled in science and his achievements had become legendary. So much so, a US general tracked him down saying, "You're the famous Victor Von Doom I've heard about. You are a hard man to find, Von Doom." Victor replies, "By design. What can I do for you?" Doom explains to us that his achievements had become so legendary that this general had come all the way from the United States to track him down, apparently with some fear that his enemies would find him first. There were offers of money and opportunities to study in the finest schools and laboratories in the world. Victor tells us, "On any other day, I might have struck a harder bargain, made them pay a higher price for my participation. But on this day, with my trembling hands, all I wanted was to be away from Latveria," and asks, "When can we leave?" This leads us to issue 2 of the series, where we see the general bring him to New York and shows Doom the lab he'll be working in. That's less than an hour from his state university. The general says to him, "Let's give you the grand tour, and then we'll take you to the campus to fill out your enrollment forms. There's another student we need you to meet there anyway." The other student, of course, is Reed Richards. The two were originally supposed to share a dorm room, but General Masterson had already arranged a room for Doom with a secret soundproof lab attached. Reed would quickly become Victor's academic rival, as we see when Victor is questioning Einstein's theory on time with his professor. Reed agrees and expands Victor's thoughts, but Victor just gets up and walks out of class saying, "Yes, it is Richards, but when I need your assistance on an argument, I'll ask for it." As the issue goes on, we see Doom create the first versions of what would become known as the Doombots, as well as creating a machine that could transverse back through time. Victor even created a machine to get his mother back, saying, "I'd finally found the synthesis between my mother's magics and the science that I dreamed of as a youth." The machine worked and took him to hell, where his mother was being held prisoner by Mephisto. When she sees her son, she says,
The machine took him to hell? Damn, that's a hell of a machine.
Finally found the synthesis between my mother's magics and the science that I dreamed of as a youth. The machine worked and took him to hell where his mother was being held prisoner by Mephisto. When she sees her son, she says, "Not my beautiful boy, not here. Why has Warner let this come to pass?" I begged him. Victor tells her, "But I came to save you, mother." When Mephisto sees him, he asks, "Who is this filthy little morsel, Cynthia? Not the beast that stewed in your black loins." She begs for mercy, at which point an explosion happens that Victor doesn't remember as he wakes up back on Earth in a hospital bed. But he says he will never forget the screams of his mother. This accident/explosion is what scarred Victor's face. The incident also led to him getting expelled from the university. From here, we would see Victor go to Tibet to train with monks, mastering their ways so well he became their leader, as seen in issue 4 of the series. In the same issue,
What? Wow. Wait, he went to study with the monks. He mastered their ways so good that he became the leader. Man, I should have been reading comic books growing up, man. He's crazy.
Mastering their ways so well, he became their leader, as seen in issue 4 of the series. In the same issue, we see Victor have the monks help him make his iconic armor saying, "On my master stroke. Using what I learned in this temple, I would remove myself from this world. I would create a second skin. Adaptive technology would line the inner workings of the armor, and an enchantment would seal it from the demon's touch, keep him from my dreams. But the cold metal on my skin would remind me of his existence, and that he held my mother's soul captive in his realm, for now." Once forged, the monks put the armor on him and he tells them, "Bring me my face." They say, "It is ready, master." And when he looks at it, he says, "It is perfect. Never again will mortal eyes gaze upon Victor Von Doom. From this moment on, there is only what I've become. There is only Dr. Doom." Okay, so we've been friends for a long time and you guys know quite a bit about me at this point. But did you know that recently I've officially been proclaimed a lord? That's right, I'm a rare Puerto Rican Scottish lord.
If you are a Scottish lord, then
I am Mickey Mouse.
Make fun of it if you want, but for reals, I'm a Scottish lord and I have receipts to back up my claim. This official certificate from today's sponsor, Established Titles, with a fancy crest, settles it in stone. Well, maybe just in paper, so you may call me Lord Heiress of the Northern Scotty Ricans. Seriously though, there's a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. And these title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland. So you could officially change your name to Lord or Lady and get it on your credit cards, plane tickets, bro, maybe even a dating app profile. Don't know if that would work, but it's worth a shot. Anyway, your certificate from Established Titles features a unique plot number with which you can see the exact location of your land. But it's also a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland, because they plant a tree with every order and work with global charities like One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future to support global reforestation efforts. The first 200 people purchasing a title pack using our link will effectively be next to our plot, within a few minutes walking distance. This makes an amazing last minute gift, and they even have couples packs that comes with adjoining plots of land. Established Titles is also running their early Black Friday sale right now, plus if you use code VARIANT at checkout, you'll get an additional 10% off. Just go to establishedtitles.com/variant to get your gifts now. Not to mention, it helps support the channel. Again, that's establishedtitles.com/variant. All right, I just have to start by saying there's a lot of awesome Dr. Doom stories out there, and there's no way we can mention every single one. But still feel free to let us know which Dr. Doom stories are your favorites mentioned here or otherwise. With that said, first story arc up is Fantastic Four 1234, written by the one and only Grant Morrison and drawn by the immensely talented Jay Lee. It's a 4-issue miniseries published under the Marvel Knights banner, with each issue focusing on a specific member of the Fantastic Four, kicking it off with issue 1 focusing on the Thing. The rest of the team are also in issue 1, but again, each issue focuses primarily on a specific member, and for much of the series, Reed Richards is off working in a lab. With the brains of the group preoccupied, Dr. Doom knows it's his time to strike. But he doesn't physically attack the Fantastic Four. Being one of the smartest minds in all of Marvel, he's very strategic about it and offers the Thing, the Human Torch, and the Invisible Woman things they desire. For example, he tells the Thing he can make them human again. But of course, this is all part of Dr. Doom's master plan. It's one of the darkest Fantastic Four stories ever written, being really moody, and Jay Lee's art just throwing it over the top. The story even deals with Sue Storm's marriage being tested when Namor tries to seduce her, which is clearly another piece to Dr. Doom's puzzle. And the fact that we see Dr. Doom pulling the strings behind the scenes trying to systematically take out each member of the team is just fantastic, and shows why he's one of the best villains in comics. Next up, we have Doctor Strange and Dr. Doom's Triumph and Torment. That's right, 2 of the most powerful sorcerers in all of Marvel team up in this story. If you didn't know, Dr. Doom is one of the top 3 sorcerers in Marvel Comics, mastering the mystic arts to the point he became the Sorcerer Supreme in the future. Anyway, remember how earlier in Origins I said that Dr. Doom made a machine to try to save save his mother from Mephisto? Well, that wasn't a one-time thing. Every year on Midsummer's Eve, Doctor Doom attempts to save his mother's soul from hell, but has yet to be successful. So in this story arc, he teams up with the master of the mystic arts, Doctor Strange, Earth's Sorcerer Supreme, convincing Strange to help him save his mother's soul. All I gotta say is seeing these two tag team Mephisto is one of the coolest things ever. They end up fighting him in Hades with all kinds of demons coming at them and stuff. It's crazy. And when Mephisto finds them trespassing in his domain, he tells them nothing in Hades long escapes the notice of Mephisto. Pitiful fools, I reserve a very special circle of my kingdom for trespassers. But you are hardly ordinary trespassers, are you? He then points at Strange, saying, I did not think you foolish enough to enter my domain once more, sorcerer. I shall not allow you to escape this time. And Doom, I knew you would find your way here eventually. I am impressed that you duped Strange into guiding you. Strange replies, I am no one's dupe, Mephisto. I accompanied Doom willingly. Mephisto replies, free will is it? How quaint. Doom then says to Mephisto, we demand to battle for the freedom of my mother's soul, by the right of previous challenge. Hear me, demon. At which point, literally all hell breaks loose. After some epic fighting with Strange telling Doom, Mephisto seems to have as many demons as there are moments in eternity. Which is quite the statement. Long story short, Doctor Doom betrays Strange, not surprising, offering Strange's soul in exchange for his mother's. But Doom's mother isn't.
Wow. Just imagine going there to help with him to help fight, and then he betray you and offer you for his mother. That's so crazy.
Happy about it, saying, Victor, no. By such a betrayal, you as much as forfeited your own soul. Doom pulls his bomb, saying, had I 1,000 souls, I would gladly sacrifice them all for you. Please, we must leave this place, now. But his mother says, no, I will not be a party to betrayal. I will not go with you, traitor. She continues to say, that my son would betray another to Mephisto? This is worse than damnation of all. You are no son of mine, as she turns to stone. At this point, Doctor Strange frees himself, and Doom and Strange start tag teaming Mephisto, ultimately defeating him. In the end, Strange, being the good guy, sees that Doom is hurt once they return from hell, saying, you look as bad as I feel. Let me give you a hand. But Doom says, get away. I have no further need of your help. Strange replies, don't be a fool. You'll need, but Doom says, I need no one. I have achieved that which I sought. My mother's soul is at last free. Strange says, yes, but only at the cost of her love. Or did you make that sacrifice knowingly? It's a fantastic story and one you guys definitely need to read. Then, of course, we have the epic Black Panther Doom War storyline. In this story, Doctor Doom's new plan is to invade Wakanda by secretly overthrowing Black Panther and the royal family so he could steal all of Wakanda's vibranium, since it's one of the strongest metals on Earth. And vibranium, with the mixture of his mystical powers, would make Doctor Doom the strongest being to ever walk the planet, bringing his powers to godlike levels. Towards the end of the series, we even see Doctor Doom don a vibranium-coated armor, making him the baddest villain on the block. But T'Challa has a plan in issue 6. He combines shadow physics, alchemy, and quantum science, then used Doctor Doom's new armor as a power source to transform all Wakandan vibranium into nothing but useless metal. At which point he easily defeats Doctor Doom and takes back Wakanda. We actually covered this entire story in this episode right here, as it's probably going to play a role in Wakanda forever. And finally, we have the original and 2015 Secret Wars comics. We went over both Secret Wars storylines in this episode right here, but for a brief summary, in the original title, Doctor Doom straight up steals the power of the Beyonder, as in the omnipotent being Beyonder. Then in the 2015 Secret Wars storyline, Doctor Doom becomes God Emperor Doom, as the guy gained not just the Beyonder's power, but all the Beyonder's power. It's insane and like the most powerful, crazy OP version of Doctor Doom ever. But again, we go over both stories in our previous Secret Wars video. Definitely give it a watch. But now it's time to move on to powers and abilities.
Yeah, what kind of power is he got?
First and foremost, Doctor Doom is one of the most powerful sorcerers in all of comic books. He is such a skilled sorcerer and master of the mystic arts that Doctor Strange himself said he has the potential to become the Sorcerer Supreme. Which, funny enough, a future version of Doctor Doom actually did become the Sorcerer Supreme. Strange has even said that Doom knows things about the dark arts that have long been forgotten that even he doesn't know about. As for a quick rundown, he's a master of mystical blasts, mystical force fields, spell casting, summoning, teleportation, dimensional travel, mystical portals, and even mind transference. He once trained with an alien race called the Ovoids, giving him the ability to switch his mind with another person nearby just by making eye contact. Then obviously Doctor Doom has a genius level intellect. His mind is quite literally what makes him such a dangerous villain. He is without question one of the top human minds in all of the Marvel Universe, easily top 3. His suit of armor also gives him superhuman strength, allowing him to lift up to 2 tons, incredible durability, sensory systems, solar energy absorption, video communicator, concussive blast, and infrared vision. All those things combined make him one of the most formidable characters in not just Marvel, but all of comics. Now for some awesome Doctor Doom reading recommendations, check out Fantastic Four 1, 2, 3, 4, Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom Triumph and Torment, the original Secret Wars and the Secret Wars from 2015, Books of Doom, Fantastic Four issues 39, and Doom Quest and Iron Man issue 149. Those are just a handful to get you guys started.
Wait, so that's kind of a little bit right there. Doom Doom and Doctor.
2, 3, 4, Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom Triumph and Torment, the original Secret Wars and the Secret Wars from 2015, Books of Doom, Fantastic Four issues 39, and Doom Quest and Iron Man issue 149.
Doom Quest and Iron Man. So they do got some type of...
Those are just a handful to get you guys started. And that's going to bring today.
So I got to watch a video on Doctor Doom and Iron Man, how they connect. Y'all let me know if I should watch them. But this is crazy. I can't wait for Doctor Doom. I love Marvel. I love our Marvels. I watch all of them. But look, thank y'all for watching. Y'all like, subscribe. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. Thank y'all.